Hello, I'm Ron Lee, corporate ninja. Just about to do a presentation on the power of the mind and the spirit in the process of healing. And hopefully the people in the audience will find out what their purpose in life is and also find out ways to break down those barriers that are holding them back from achieving what they really want to. We're going to start off with something easy. What are the 4 mysteries in life? What are they? What? Okay, fair enough. I asked for that. And I hate it when an audience member is funnier than I am. Just be aware of that, all right? Martial artist, so watch out. What are the 4 questions that everybody will ask at some time in their lives? Why am I here? Where am I going? What's the meaning of life? That's why am I here? So why am I here? Where am I going? What are the other 2? Where do I come from? And what's the other one? Who am I? Correct. I did this. I asked that question to a group of merchant bankers. 9 of them had MBAs. They took about 15 minutes to get them. See, I used to wonder about the 4 big questions. My 4 big questions were, how come dairy product manufacturers bother to put use-by dates on cartons of sour cream? Does it go more sour? Surely that's value added. How come every time a neighbour plays music really loudly, it's never music I really like? What? You know, turn it up, buddy, can't hear it. You don't do that. What did seagulls eat before the advent of the hot potato chip? How did meteorologists describe the size of hail before they invented golf balls? And the big one is, you know how they have Indigenous People Day, Year of the Child, International Women's Day. You know, all of those are great, honouring kind of so-called minority groups. The one that I, and this actually exists. Who thought of Alzheimer's Awareness Week? Whose idea was that? Yeah. So, but anyway, I've progressed since those. You know, I used to watch. You know, in a storm, you'd get the lightning and the thunder. And before I knew the relative speeds of the lightning and the thunder, I just thought it was bad dubbing. So, okay, the 4 areas. Where have I come from? Where am I going? Who am I? And why am I here? Does anybody know why? Well, let's address something light to start with. What's the meaning of life?
The opposite of death.
What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? Oh, right, to procreate. Any?
42.
Ah, Douglas Adams fan, okay. Are you a trekker as well? I think you might be, yeah. That was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, wasn't it? Yeah. What is the meaning of life?
Consume.
To?
Consume.
Consume. Okay. All right, to consume. Is there another meaning of life? Yes?
Enjoy.
To enjoy. Okay. What else? Yes? To experience your being. Oh, that's very broad. Okay. What else? What other?
To love.
To love. Okay. Cheryl. To be the best that you can possibly be. Yep. To create. Okay. Any other ideas? Can you put your hand up so I can see you and then? To grow. Okay. Any other ideas?
Understand and cooperate.
Understand and cooperate. Okay. What else?
The Hindus have.
The opposite, there is no meaning.
To what?
There probably is no meaning or reason.
Okay, I'm just asking for ideas, you know. Anyone else have any other ideas?
Just to be.
To be. All right. I'm familiar with that school. Okay, this is the one I like the most. Every great philosopher that I've read, heard, whatever, they've always come back to the same thing for the meaning of life. It's to leverage our experience, abilities, talents, knowledge, and passion to serve as many other people as possible. That's what they all said the meaning of life is. Serve other people. When I trained at NIDA and did all that, the theatre stuff, a bit of acting, and I was 16 years a financial planner and nearly went broke because I was self-employed, completely not interested at all. And so I thought it was about 87, I thought, look, I may as well go broke doing something that I want to do rather than doing something I can't stand. So I thought, I'll become a comedian. At a family dinner, I said, look, I'm quitting financial planning. I'm going to be a comedian. And they go, really? Yeah, but what happened? I wasn't doing just comedy, I was doing other stuff. But the thing was, when I did that, when I let go of the past, I gave all my clients to a mate who's a financial planner. And he says, how much do you want for this? I said, oh, just look after them. And he said, great. So he took them and looked after them. The first year, I made twice as much money as my best year ever. I put it out there, work started to come in after 2 days. And I thought, well, why didn't I think of this earlier? And the reason is I wasn't ready. Then, after a year and a half, I heard someone say, our purpose in life is to serve as many other people as possible. So I thought, okay, what can I do to add value to my clients? How can they have a better experience of me being involved in their companies and their lives? So that's all I did. How can I serve them better? Weird thing happened. Costs within $1,000 remained the same in the next year. Revenue doubled. And that was nothing more than a change of attitude. That's pretty good, isn't it? Now, the thing is, I work on 7 pillars: certainty, presence, purpose, focus, vision, fun, and inner strength. And the 7 areas of life: career, family, financial, intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual. Because everything revolves around the number 7. 7 deadly sins, 7 days of the week, 7 wonders of the ancient world, 7 wonders of the modern world, the 7 samurai, the magnificent 7. Anybody else? Anybody else with 7s? 7 deadly sins. Sorry? 7 health, yes? Yep. And 7-year itch. Thank you, sir. If you're hard up for a job, who always wants night managers? 7-Eleven. The devil's number, 777. So, there you go. I'm sorry. Someone with sibilance say something then? What? Who said something? Isn't that the devil's number, 777? 666. Is that right? Okay. 666. 3 6s. 18. 8 minus 1. It's inevitable. It always comes back to the number 7. Okay, certainty. The thing is, have you ever had an experience where you thought of a great idea and you've told a friend and they've gone, no, I don't think so. That'll never, are you kidding? What are you? And then you go, yeah, you're right. And then someone else comes up with the same idea and it's a success. And you go, what? Why didn't you go? Did that happen?
It happened to me.
Yeah? So why didn't you do it?
Fear of failure or whatever.
What it was, and your friends said it'll never work?
That's it,
Yeah, and they're your friends. Okay, so the reason that you didn't go with it is simple. They had more certainty that it wouldn't work than you had that it would. The person with the most certainty wins. Now the thing is, I actually do, part of my work is doing hoaxes for conferences and conventions. You know, like, and at the 1990 International Contact Lens Congress, I was, this is absolutely true. I went on, they rang me and they said, we want you to do a hoax. Oh, what is it? Well, it's people from all over the world in the contact lens industry. Oh, what do you want me to do? After the president of the association, he's from England, after he opens the conference, we want you to do a hoax. And I said, oh yeah, who am I? Well, you're an American-born Japanese member of the Food and Drug Administration, heading a committee to research corruption, kickbacks, and bribery in the contact lens industry, and you're an expert on both the soft and the polymethyl methacrylate lenses. I've gone, really? So what happens? I get there, I do a bit of study, and this guy puts up his hand, tall man with a beard, academic, obviously. He says, Professor Brian Holden, what standard are you using? And I said, well, we're using the polymethyl methacrylate. He says, PMMA, it's out of date, it's why would you use that? And I said, well, it's also longer lasting, it's more versatile than the research done between 1960 and 1975 with the PMMA standard. There was no incidence of stromal striae, no incidence of endothelial blebs, no incidence of epithelial vacuoles, and the occurrence of ulcerative keratitis was reduced by 60% over the soft lenses. That's why. Are there any other questions? So this guy up the back from America puts up his head, and this is 1990. He says, do you realise what your proposals are going to do to our industry? It's going to cripple our industry. And I said, well, quite frankly, we're looking at surgical means to repair impairments in vision. Do you know at the moment in Hungary there's a procedure called the orthostromal plastic keratectomy, which involves peeling back the epithelium and reshaping the stroma using laser? Are there any other questions? So anyway, so these people are asking me, I'm just going, you know, and they're arguing, so I'm thinking, they obviously know what I'm talking about. So, but the thing is, I convinced them. Why? Because I had great certainty. And so the upshot was, a month later, I get a call. Hello, this is David Pye. Oh, yes, David. I head the optometry school at the University of New South Wales. Oh, yes, David. I was at the conference last month. Yes, David. He says, we'd like to invite you to do a series of lectures to final year undergraduates. And I went, David, it was a hoax. He says, yeah. It's 2 two-hour lectures on consecutive Monday afternoons in April next year. Can you do it? And David, I don't know what I'm talking about. And he says, okay, it's like this. We teach them the technical stuff. We don't teach them how to communicate with their clients and patients. You convinced, in 20 minutes, you convinced 350 people from 21 countries that you're an expert in their field. It shows that you can communicate. We'd like you to do the series of lectures on communication. I've gone, oh yeah? So, I'm a university lecturer. Brilliant. So I did it for 8 years. And then I got sick of uni students, you know, and the other one was, I got a call from Professor Subhash Charlia, Melbourne University. He says, we've heard about your hoaxes. I said, yeah, okay. He says, we want you to come to Fusion 2003 in Cairns. I said, okay, what's that? He says, well, it's academics sharing information on the information superhighway. Their backgrounds are electronic engineering and statistical mathematics. And I've gone, yeah? What do you want me to do? He says, main dinner speech. You're an emeritus professor who specialises in both areas. And I've gone, okay, so when is it? And so unfortunately I was available. And anyway, so I said, Subhash, you would have a delegate list. And he said, yes. Would you email them to me, please? And I've gone, he said, sure. So he emails them. If they didn't have professor in front of the name, they had PhD after the name. So I've gone, okay, bit intimidating. So I said, okay, would you have transcripts of the talks for the whole week? Yes, we have. Can you email? Yes. Subhash, not only do I not understand the contents of the transcripts, I don't understand the titles. He goes, what wouldn't you possibly understand? And I've gone, well, what's a Bayesian algorithm? He's going, it takes too long to explain. What's a Rao-Blackwellian Kalman filter? He says, that takes years. And I've gone, throw me a bone, just, you know, something. And anyway, he says, look, you've done this before, you'll know what to do. So I'm on the plane in the morning flying to Cairns with nothing. Absolute, they paid me thousands of dollars to do this keynote speech. Nothing. What am I going to, it's tonight, it's an hour, 250 academic, what? So anyway, I went into alpha, relaxed. The bigger idea, the high idea. What's the high idea? Because they'd think that I know about that other stuff. It's elementary. So I did the higher idea and it got away with it, it worked. He says, I told you. Anyway, so that's certainty. Presence, purpose, we've addressed purpose, focus. Bruce Lee said, it's not energy that matters, it's focus. Einstein and Daniel Bernoulli, the Italian physicist in the 16th century, said, the smaller the area on which a force is exerted, the greater the pressure on the area. So if you focus all your attention on one area, it's like board breaking, you bang, you know, it's like in the one area. So you focus on one area. Now, we'll cut straight to personal power. Would you all stand, please? Do a little martial arts here. Now, if you would please find a person who is about your size. Don't want to be sexist, but men with men, women with women. Men with men, women with women. Select someone about your size. Please raise your hand if you don't have a partner of the same gender. Raise your hand if you don't have a partner. There you go. There's a gentleman up the back. He's up there. Yep. Oh, there's here. Yes. Who doesn't have a partner yet? You don't have a partner? Okay. How about you two? Yes. Is that you two? You two. Two hands up, standing next to each other. Okay. Who doesn't have a partner yet? Sorry, but you get me. Okay. Now, this is sometimes called, if any one of you, and I know there are a few healers in the room, so this is in chiropractic, kinesiology, it's used in martial arts, it's the power of the mind. Okay, so please face your partner and do a small bow. And hang on, what's going on here? Like, you think the loud cardigan makes up for strength. Is that how it's working? Okay, no, that's all right. That's fine. Okay, now, one of you, put your dominant arm to the side, please. One of you, put your dominant arm to the side. Your purpose is to keep that arm really, 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 really strong. Don't allow the arm to move. Okay? All right. Now, partner, rest your hand on top of the wrist. Person with the arm out. Partner, you'll be using normal physical strength. Normal physical strength. Person with the arm out, strong. Now think of something really, really, really exciting. It's a horizontal, all right? So, because every cell in your body has memory. And just relive a past experience, something you won, something you're really excited about, and be strong. Partner, normal physical strength, push down with steadily increasing power. Okay, now, shake it out. Same person, same arm. Same person, same arm. All right. Same person, same arm. Now, person with the arm out. Partner, normal physical strength. Person with the arm out. You're going to be thinking of something really sad. But be strong. Be physically strong. Think of something really sad. Partner, steadily increasing strength, push down. Okay. Now, okay, just so that they're back again, put it out again, and go powerful, strong, relive past success, and be really excited. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you. Bow out, sit down. So what happened? What happened? Whose partner was appreciably stronger the second time? Whose partner was appreciably stronger the first time? Okay. Look, Bruce Lee said whatever works. Honestly, if sadness, there was one guy in an audience at, I think it was Commonwealth Bank, and his father had died, and sadness strengthened him. And he was like immeasurably powerful, more powerful when he was thinking of sadness. So it's whatever works for you. That's it. Now, could I get anybody who is more than 5'10" and more than 100 kilos stand up, please? Oh, jeez. Okay. You look like you. I'll try this guy first, and yep, put your arm out, please. I don't care what visualization you use, just be really strong. Okay, got it? No, it's not you. Okay, it might be him. Okay, well, we'll try him. Oh, jeez. Okay, now put it out there. Put it out there. Okay, really strong. It's you. Come on. All right. Okay, what's your name?
JB.
JB?
JB.
JB. Okay, JB. So put your arm out again, please. Face me. No, this way, so I can reach it. Okay, I'm going to use... I couldn't do it physically with pure muscle. Look at... All right, so I'm going to try 3 other techniques to see if I can do it. Because there are easy ways to do things and hard ways to do things. I prefer the easy way. The fact that I go around and work for half an hour to an hour at a time, that kind of, okay. So I prefer, that kind of says it really. So I prefer to do things the easy way. So, okay, strong, strong. Yep, strong. One other way. And this time I'll use, I'm very much right-handed, I'll use a left hand to see if I can shift JB's arm. Okay, just face me. Okay, strong, focus on that, iron bar, powerful, powerful, strong, jeez, big arm, come later, just go over. Okay, okay, strong, focus on the arm, iron bar, you got it, strong. Thank you, thanks so much. Please give him a hand, it's good sport. So okay, now the thing is, you know what, when I did that, I was about to go. And you can see why. All right, so the thing is, the first time, physical strength. I just used pure muscle. My muscularity against his obviously didn't. So, the second time was nothing more than intention. The mind will lead the body. If your mind doesn't think you can't do it, you will probably do it. So it's purely intention and focus. The third one was, have you heard of, a lot of you healers here, you would have heard of chi energy. I use chi energy. There's power that you can draw on outside your own physicality to utilise as you wish. I don't have time to do it, obviously, in this session, but I can show you, coming back in about 4 weeks for a 2-day workshop, and I'll show you how to use chi. There was one I did with a company called Rockwell First Point E-Commerce Anyone heard of that company? They're based in Chicago. It's a multinational kind of telco computer kind of place. They had their World Congress out here. And after 3 hours of training, I got the smallest woman in the room, in old money about 6 stone. And she's kneeling down. And I look around, it was easy to pick the biggest guy in the room. I went, Adrian. So he comes out, this guy's bigger than JB, you know, like, this guy was very big. Minimum 3 times her weight. Leanne, would you kneel down, please? Adrian, would you stand in front and put your hands on her shoulders? So he does that. I said, now Adrian, would you push backwards at 45 degrees really gently? He says, sure. He pushes it back. I said, now Leanne, with every cell in your body, resist him. Adrian, really gently. So he goes, pushes it back. It required absolutely no more effort to do that. Leanne, and this is why women are really good at this stuff, because they know that they're not going to overpower a man who's the same size or bigger in most cases. And this guy was 3 times her weight at a bare minimum. Okay, Leanne, remember what we did before. And I talked her through energy flow, intention, breathing, visualization. Adrian, start off really, really gently and build up to full power. He says, full power. I went, full power. He followed instructions perfectly. 30 seconds later, his feet are slipping on the carpet. His neck veins are sticking out. He's going red. I look up, 55 people are going, ooh. And she's kneeling there, absolutely strong, grounded, powerful. And everyone, I said, Adrian, you can stop now. And I said, Adrian, you look, you weightlifter or what? And everyone laughed. I said, look, I'm the new boy here. What? He says, I used to play in the front row for South African rugby. I've gone, okay, yes. How hard were you pushing, genuinely? He says, I was pushing, I would have shifted a scrum machine. She's kneeling down going, this is good. So, yeah, because she knew, you know, she had to follow the instruction, otherwise she had no chance, and she did it. So there's stuff that you can do that's way more powerful than you think you can do. Have you heard of the seventh heaven? Not the television. Yeah. Oh, Richard. Is Richard there? I need the clicker thing. Did he leave that here? I wonder. Yes, he did. Fabulous. Okay. Thank you. No, got it. Thanks. Thanks a lot. I'll tell you, I'm not used to this stuff. This is the first PowerPoint presentation I've ever done. All right, because I'm normally an analog guy. Now, the thing is, the seventh heaven. There are 7 heavens, 7 levels of awareness. Ah, yes. All right. Now, the highest level, whether that's for you, that's God, higher self, Buddha, Shinki, you know, whatever that is, for you, that's what that is, the highest level of awareness. And then there's vibration. As we descend, it's vibration. Then it's polarization. Pre-atomic particles are formed. Then there's the earth or matter. Then there's vegetation, and there are mammals down the bottom. That's us. The thing is, when we get down to the bottom, see up there, things are, they exist, they just are. Who was the woman who said to be? That's our purpose in life, to be. Okay. So up the top, the highest level of awareness, that's where that is. When we descend, we have perceptions of good and bad and right and wrong and happy, sad and pleasure, pain, and we go from one extreme to the other. Some people go to that as extremes, you know, more. So the past is related to regret. Has anybody ever felt guilty for something they have or haven't done? Yeah? And the future is related. Anybody sometimes be concerned about the future? Yeah. Okay. Where's the best place to be? In the present. Have you noticed that when you're present with somebody, all right, So I'm totally present with you. There's a certain intensity, isn't there? When you're at one, that other person is the only person that exists in the entire world. And there's a certain importance and respect, isn't there? Have you ever had somebody going, you know, like that, and you go, excuse me, here, yeah? Right, so if you're totally, was that a metaphorical nudge there? Okay, so the thing is, it's focus and being present and now, because that's where everything happens. All right? Now, I should tell you, because this is like a healing kind of seminar, a couple of instances. There was a guy who was brought to me in a seminar, and he was brought by two relatives, and I knew the relatives, so it was obviously about him. And I said to him, what's your story? He says, well, I've been in jail. I'm 42. I've been in jail for 27 of those years. I went, really? What for? He says, oh, mostly violent crime. I've gone, fine. Like what? He says, armed robbery, 3 times for stabbing people. And I've gone, really? I got the Freudian implication, and I said, how's your relationship with your father? You know, stabbing. And he said, I hate him. I said, why do you hate him? He said, he used to come home drunk 4 or 5 times a week with his mates, beat up my mother, smack us kids around. He left when I was 8. I've gone, okay, so you have dual issues. He said, what do you mean? I said, you hate your father, is one. He said, yes. I said, well, actually, the other one is you desperately want love, affection, acceptance from your father. He's gone, no, I hate him. I've gone, fair enough. So I did. You can argue with a guy. Anyway, so we did this thing, and I couldn't believe it. It only took 2 hours, where I did a couple of processes with him, including the chi energy stuff, and he just got it at the end and started bawling, and he wrapped his arms around me, and he says, and this is like a big guy. All he did in jail was paint, read, write, and work out. And he's crying, you know, on my shoulder. I'm going, whoa. And he said, I'm sorry, I haven't cried since I was a kid. I went, anything you want to do. And I thought, you know, comedian jumps in. I go, well, anything except stab me. But I didn't say that. And so thought it better not, you know. And so anyway, so what happened? He was painting, and his paintings after that were all sort of sweetness and light and flowers. Before that, they were dark, you know, they were really great. And you look into it and there's another layer. You look into it, there's another, like 5 layers of depth. And suddenly he's doing sunflowers. I've gone, maybe I could take him back just for a couple of weeks so he could do the good stuff. But, you know, but this, he opened his gallery and he did a whole lot of stuff. So that was good. There was one other one, woman in 1996. I said to her, she's all happy, happy, joy, joy. There were no negatives in her conscious world. And I said to her in 96, do you know what? Whatever you try to suppress, you'll either attract a creator or become it. And she said, what do you mean? I went, you're suppressing negativity. Pendulum. If you push the happy, happy, joy, joy out this side, it's got to go back the other side to equal magnitude. And she said, no, I'm fine. And she was living alone at the time, and I said to her, I went up close because I'd known her for 15 years. I said, how do you feel when you're home alone at night in the dark? And she went, everything's fine. I went, so a few years ago, what happens? She announces she has a malignant cancerous growth. I say, where do you think the negativity is popping up? And she says, yeah, it's in my body and my business. And I said, what is it and where is it? She says, lymphoma on my left thigh. You healers in the room, how would you read that? Lymphoma left thigh.
The feminine side?
Yes, and what else? Sorry? Loving relationships. Okay, what else? Toxic, yep. Yeah, that could play a part of it. My belief is, yes, you need to be aware of toxicity, but every disease an accident that happens in your body is a manifestation of what's going on emotionally. So, how else would you look at that? Yes?
Stagnating in a spiritual direction.
Stagnating in spiritual direction, yeah. I would have said that was pretty true at the time too. Anything else? Yeah. Actually, you've nailed it. What I said to her was, I went lymphoma left thigh. Oh, big issue with your mother. And I work with the statistic, the information and intuition as well. And I said, okay, you've had a big issue with your mother. Not that she's gone out to do this deliberately, but you felt intimidated by her for a very long time. There's another female involved too. I don't know who that is or what it's about. But if you got rid of the mother issue, you'd get rid of the other female issue as well. And she says, how sure are you about this? I'm pretty high degree of certainty. She says, my mother's intimidated me since I was a small child. I haven't spoken to my sister in 10 years. Well, okay. She says, so do you have a solution? I've gone, oh, yeah, I think so. She's gone, care to share it? I've gone, oh, yeah. So 3 weeks later, we had a chat, and 5 hours it took. Would have taken 3 if she didn't analyse. But 5 hours later, boom. She, who was it? 3 months later, she's in remission. 2 months after that, she tells a friend who tells me that there's a surgeon surprised that there's no trace of it being there. Friend says, how does that work? Well, cancer is caused by stress. Stress is caused by an imbalance in a perception of a person, an object, an event, or some combination. If they perceive that whatever that situation is to be in a state of balance, there's no stress. Cancer doesn't have a reason for being there, so it goes. Friend says, how do you know it was what you did? I said, I don't care. Why would I? I said, the fact, though, that the surgeon's surprised that there's no trace of it might indicate it wasn't Western medicine on its own. You know, the thing is, it's gone. She doesn't have it anymore. That's the main issue. So, you know, and the last one, really the last one I want to tell you is 3.5 years ago, my mother was at the age of 83. They started late. At the age of 83, she was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus. And, you know, big shock, 83 cancer. So I contacted the what do they call those guys? Oncologist. Yeah. Dr. Chris, can't think of his last name. Anyway, the oncologist. I said to him, can I see you? He says, sure. So I go around. I said, show me on a chart exactly where it is. And he says, it's right there. I said, what are the options? Surgery or ray treatment? And I said, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but if surgery, you cut it out, it could grow back? Yes. Okay. Ray treatment, she loses a few hairs. Yeah. I said, she'll do the ray treatment. So I go see her, spoken to Chris, and he said, and we've gone for the ray treatment. She says, oh, good, because, you know, I don't think the surgery would do you any good anyway, even if it works. So anyway, so we do the ray treatment. 3 weeks later, I say to her, is there something that you haven't been able to get rid of and something you haven't been able to express? And she says, I don't believe in that stuff. You know, it was like, I gave birth to you, what do you know? So a couple of weeks after that, do you identify with that? You kind of nodded. Anyway, so a couple of weeks after that, I said, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Maggie, who does similar work and other work. And I said, like you to have a chat with a friend of mine, Maggie. She's in Balmain. She says, oh yeah, friend of yours? Oh yeah, I'll have a chat. I get there an hour and a half later, Maggie comes out with it, and Maggie's gone, oh, hard nut, was she? Something got in. August last year on Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, she rings me and she says, I've just seen this is 3 years afterwards, I've just seen the oncologist. It's entirely gone. And I said, I told you that a year and a half ago that it had completely gone. She says, now it's official. And I went, oh God. I said, well, that's a good thing, isn't it? All right, so anyway, the thing is, whatever it is, an ailment, an injury, anything like, and some sort of emotional barrier that's blocking you from achieving what you want, it can be identified, it can be addressed, and it can be Look, I was tossing up whether to tell you this one or not, but I'll do it. I'll take a risk, because some of you will just freak out and some of you will understand. So it'll be for those of you who understand. I ran a small seminar in Sydney a few years ago. There were 3 Jewish people in their 50s. I said, with you guys, I want to do the big one. The big one. Yeah. Hitler. And they've gone, Hitler. I said, I'm assuming that you have some sort of emotional response to the name Hitler. And they said, well, yes. I went, well, do you want to see if we can neutralise your perceptions of Hitler? And they've gone, Hitler. I said, you've paid your money, we may as well do something significant, and you know, it'll test me out as well. And they've gone, we do Hitler. So an hour and a half later, their total, because they were a bit stooped, total physiology has changed. And one said, I don't think I'd ever be grateful for Hitler. I said, you're going to lose some friends. But they were just, and they were glowing because they'd let go of this, yeah, guy's been dead for 60 years and they're hanging on to him. But that wasn't it. I addressed it on a micro level and a macro level. So if a person is focusing on the negatives about an event or person, there's an equal positive to the same degree associated with that same person or event. You just got to find it. So that's what it's about. Okay, so I'll just get on to this. Oh, JB, I've got to give you this. If you're anywhere near where I'm throwing these, just, you know, dark, oops, oh yeah, didn't swerve as much as, okay. And who else gave input into this? Who was the one who's, there you go, oh, in the groin, oh, sorry. And who was the one to be? Oh, that was you. Oh, there you go, try and do it softly. Okay, now, the thing is, this is called the on-cell, because I'd really like you to get this stuff. Now, what are we doing? Okay, coming back in 4 weeks to do a weekend, an empowerment workshop. All right? It's all about certainty about your purpose. If you don't have it, actually in my book I have the 7 steps. But what are the stats on reading a book and how much you retain 2 weeks later? Does anybody know those? 10%. 10%? And if you see it, what's the 20? And if you do it and involved? 70. Yeah. And I knew there was something like that, wasn't sure of the actual details. So if you do the workshop and it's really, really interactive, most of it is you doing stuff. And how to be in the zone. Have you ever, anyone play tennis or golf? Or, sorry, not tennis or squash or something like that? Your opponent hits the ball out. You hit it back just for the heck of it. And is it often a great shot? And you think, wish I could do that all the time. You actually can. You know, I've taken people through this stuff. Andrew Moon, ex-managing director of Tower, he rings me one day about 4 years ago. He says, that internal stuff I used in my golf game, how did you go? I shot the best front 9 ever in my life at that course by a big margin. How'd you go in the back 9? I got cocky. So I said, maintain it for the whole 18, you're there. Another woman called Mary Brown, she's like 5 feet tall. She rings me, I've used that, how'd you go? Hole in one. I've gone, hole in one? You're joking. She says, it was my 6th game. And I've gone, really? Is testimonial? She said, sure. So, you know, and I've had people, and Andrew said to me, I don't know you played golf. How long have you been playing golf? We should have a game sometime. I said, I've never played a hole of golf in my life. He's going, well, how'd you know what to do? I said, well, remember after the last conference, I got you to show, you asked me the golf, I showed you, show me the swing. I just wanted to know where to direct your energy, your intention, and breathing, and flow. And he went, oh, you should take up golf. So, anyway, so you can apply that to golf. So you can be in the zone whenever you want. Now, we've touched on how to increase the effectiveness of the immune system. You can actually do that. It's entirely mental. Now, JB, would you come out here again, please? Because, you know, it's... Now, jeez, I don't know. I am actually a little concerned, to be honest. Now, what I'd like you to do is put your left foot forward and grab my wrist with your left hand. Okay. And what I want you to do is, not yet, shove me through that wall. Now, but when I say now, okay, don't try and surprise me. Because you know it's not an even match, don't you? You know. So, okay. Now, okay, and just push and hang on. Push now and hang. No, one hand. One hand. Push me through the wall. Push, 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 push. Hang on. Keep going. Keep walking. Keep walking. Push, 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 and hang on. Just push. Don't pull. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Push, push, push. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Push, 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 push. Thank you. Stay there. Stay there. So, if somebody is bigger, stronger, heavier, more powerful, younger, better looking than you are, and they're attacking you, the instinctive defence is to fight back. Am I going to win? No. So what you do is you totally respect the other person. His strength, his intelligence, ability, everything. Total respect. If you underestimate the other person, it's not going to happen. So I just totally respected, and then we ended up going in the same direction with mutual support. Isn't that a better way to do stuff? This is why I'm into easy ways to do things. Now, same thing, grab my wrist. That's the size of his hands. So, okay, so hold on so I can't get out. Yeah, you know, hold on, hard as you like. Okay, good. Yep, that's good. Now, if I was doing, say, Hapkido first grading, I would go like that. All right, grab. I'd do that. All right, Hapkido first grading. Okay, if I was doing... I can't remember which form we did this one in, but if I wanted to get out of it, yeah, hold on tight. If I wanted to get out, I could go like that, all right? So just that. Now, step forward. In Aikido training, all right, yep, hold on nice and tight. In Aikido training, if I wanted to get out, it's easier. You just go, all right, that's all it is. Or the other one, okay, now you're hanging on, aren't you? Okay, in Aikido training, you can just do this. So yeah, give me a hand. Yes. No, I'll just. So, easy ways, hard ways, and very, very easy ways. You know, like I can show you how to do the very, very easy way. I better get onto this. How to balance the 7 areas of your life. We'll discuss the 7. How did you attract that illness, the injury, or the relationship you don't want? And how do you keep attracting those relationships you don't want? No offence to anybody here, no couples nudging, thanks. So, find out what's blocking you. Okay, so that's what's in the, part of what's in the thing. And the book, $50. No cheaper if you get me to sign it. And that's the book. Dare to be Still. Don't have those with me. I've only brought books, actually. Dare to be Still is the meditation CD. It has guided meditation, 2 guided meditations on it, one for achievement, one for relaxation. And that's it. The ID personality profile, don't have time to explain it, but the profiling is an 18-page document that shows you exactly what you need to do, what your instinctive drives are, shows you exactly what you need to do to get past any barriers. So that's a complement and supplement to that. Has anybody not seen this, doing this stuff? Anybody not seen the arrow? Okay, I need a volunteer, please. One volunteer. JB, you, what? No, okay. One volunteer. Okay, yes, okay, come out. Now, please put this on. Please hold this. Now, feel your trachea. Lower part of the throat above the bone and push. Bit tender, yes? Martial artists frequently strike the throat. Because the natural defence for the eyes, natural defence for the groin, no instinctive defence for the throat. The reason we strike the trachea is because it hurts. So, now just press your thumb against one of those, yeah? Bit pointy? Bit pointy. Now, stand there. 1 foot forward. So you're standing in fighting stance, knee over the big toe. Knee over the big toe. Yeah, like that. 2 hands forward. Strong but don't push. Lean forward. Strong. Goes there. Strong. Strong. Don't push. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay. Now, just one. Just do one. Okay. Now, have you played sport?
Yeah.
What have you played?
Netball.
Netball? Okay, netball. Good. Vicious. If somebody's, it is. And have you seen real, like, close-up netball? So, okay, if somebody's here and about to bump you, impact is inevitable. What do you do?
Defend. Or...
Drop your energy and brace.
Yep.
Now, this time, you're going to drop your energy and relax. Right? Instead of, you go, yep. And don't walk till I instruct you. You're going to walk through that wall. I don't exist. This doesn't exist. What's this? I haven't seen a martial artist do that. What's that about? Come on. Relax. Relax. Relax and breathe. Yeah, yeah. How are you? Whatever works for you. Relax and breathe. And you're going to centre, right? You're going to, rather than walking from here, you're going to walk from here. Relax. Your energy's a bit high at the moment. Relax. Drop it down. Don't walk till I instruct you. Oh, firstly, got to ask you a question. Got to ask you a question.
I was feeling nice.
Do you agree to release myself and my company from any liability that might result from personal injury?
Sure, let's first. My life's in your hands. My name's Kim. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Kim. Next of Kim. Okay, no, that's all right. So, did everybody hear that? Good. Okay, relax. That's good. Your energy's still a bit high. It needs to, oh, came up a bit. Do you feel that come up a bit? Just drop it down. Whoa, went right up to your throat then, didn't it?
Funny,
it's just gone, whoa. No, just go. Yeah, just relax and drop. That's better. Oh, just as it was lowering to about there, it came up. Did you feel that? Yeah. Okay. Just drop it down. Whoa, it's up again. Right. Okay, let me put 1 foot forward, shoulders still square to me, focus on the wall, and breathe and relax. It's all about relaxation. So if you tense up, have you ever, tennis, golf, whatever, tense shot? No good. You've got to be relaxed. Get in the zone. Relax. Relax. Whoa. Just relax. Drop it and just let your energy drop down. Yeah. That's better? Yeah, that's good. Go. Walk. Kim. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for participating. Thanks for listening. I really sincerely hope that I can share this stuff with you in the future. All the best.
So why am I an expert on empowerment? It's our greatest voids create our greatest values. So whatever we think is missing, that's what our value is, and mine's empowerment. Because I was born in Australia during an era called the White Australia policy. So they didn't want the yellow hordes coming down from Asia involving Australia. They'd have 10-pound trips for English people to come to Australia and settle here so that there were more Caucasians. So consequently, I copped a lot of flack at school just purely for being Asian, which was strange because I was born in Australia. And so I'm looking from inside out, they're looking from the outside to how I look. So I felt totally disempowered in the Australian society. So therefore that was my void. My void was power. My value is therefore empowerment. So not only do I feel empowered, I'm helping other people to empower themselves so that they can become what they need to become, so they can do what they need to do. That's my mission, and hopefully the people in the audience today have been inspired to become more powerful.